why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Good evening and welcome to week 9 of the ERLS Elite League Season 3. This evening I am going to be joined by Foldsy.
Yo guys, how we doing?
And we also have Big Mac on post-match analysis as well.
Hello!
And I, Solar, am going to be your host for this evening. We also have Luke streaming for us. And at the moment, we've got a stream schedule that does look a little bit bare, but I can assure you that aside from the slight graphic issue that we're having, we do actually have 3 series for you this evening. We'll be starting out with Warlocks versus Altercation, followed by Team Chaos versus Rocket Science, and rounding out our evening with Insanity versus Lana. So this is going to be one hell of a Europa division showing this evening. It's all about that division, and we're going to see in week 9 how playoffs are going to start shaping up. At the moment, we do have Warlocks and Insanity in those top 2 spots, but Insanity can still mathematically be caught by Team Chaos and Altercation. So, Foldsy, big games this evening.
No, definitely. I'm looking forward to this. With Warlocks already securing their playoff spot, but Altercation still fighting for this 3rd seed, we are looking at a cracking 3rd game here. And we've got some great games coming up as well, and I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, we've got some top players today in Boy School Q coming into the play for Warlocks here, but then you've got people like Finn for Warlocks, so it's gonna for Altercation, excuse me. But no, it should be a really interesting series, and I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people have picking Warlocks up here for a 3-0 win, but as we've seen with Altercation before, perhaps they could, change it up and cause issues for Warlocks.
Exactly, but since we did have a little bit of last-minute readjustments, as we sometimes do ERL, it's not always as smooth as we like, but we do like to make the best of it. We will get straight into this first series of Warlocks and Altercation, and get this stream underway. So we will have Warlocks in the blue, and we've got Altercation in the orange. Altercation actually playing with a pro sub this evening as well in Springbok. So it'll be interesting to see how this one goes. But the ball high onto the Altercation backboard already. Boy School Q can't find another player. Finn will clear. It's on the sidewall. Springbok with a high pop onto the Warlocks backboard. Loco, man that we saw in week 7 really step up and help his team out. Playing Breakout this evening. Not something we see very often in the RLS. Kieran in the corner. Off the wall. Finds Boy School Q. Kieran looks to get another touch, but Springbok will cut it out. Boy School Q, bit of time here. Finn does get the clear though. Loco has to be careful. Kieran. Long clear down. It's a bit of a slow start from both teams here, but that's always the case with the first game of the series. Clover with a shot into an empty net. Altercation have the lead.
And it's a surprise, and it's great play there by Altercation, just causing some problems, and it's just a quite big mistake there from Warlocks. But it's interesting, Springbok is the Altercation sub today, and he subbed in really nicely for Insanity in the pro game actually on Monday. So it'll be interesting to see how he performs in this sub role again in the Elite League.
And subbing is always a difficult task, but look at that.
What a start
Just
by Altercation.
11 seconds later, Altercation have a 2-goal lead now.
And it's Boy School Q this time making the mistake. And as we've seen throughout this entire season, he has been Warlock's main man. Top goal scorer in the entire Elite League, and top goals per game in the entire Elite League. Just showing that even the best of the best can make mistakes. What a poor start here by Warlocks.
2 goals for Clover already. He'll be very happy with that one. And Altercation look to come the attack again. Boy School Q getting a demo, hoping it'll relieve a bit of pressure. Loco clears. Boy School Q calling him off. He finds Kieran. Kieran into the corner. He has to go it alone. Not a great touch from Springbok, but Finn's there to mop up. Clover with a save. It was relatively simple for him. Boys School Q looking to get a second touch off of the ceiling there. Springbok didn't have much boost, but he's done well with the save, and Finn will follow up. Kieran, shot is wide. 2 minutes gone, altercation, still 2 goals to the good. Loco with a shot. It's hit the inside of the post, and Springbok will clear, only as far as Kieran.
You know, definitely,
Finn.
I'm seeing a couple of just early mistakes so far from both teams here. It's much more like a pro game at the moment, and it's just then struggling to put the pressure on. I think it's definitely a lot of early game nerves. However, we see altercation here building, and Clover is going to get his third here. He is. What a start by him, already on a hat-trick, and altercation have got a major advantage in this first game, and what a surprise we're seeing in this first series solo already.
It's something that we certainly were not expecting. The last time these teams met was in week 2, and Warlocks swept that series, as they did with every series in the first 3 weeks. They came out of the first round of Europa Division games without dropping a single match, never mind an entire series. They had 6 sweeps. Boys School Q will get himself on the score sheet, back to 2 goals, but still work to do for Warlocks.
You know, definitely, and interesting enough, back in game week 2, Warlocks swept altercation 3-0. Now, this doesn't look as likely to happen here right now, but as we could see, altercation just got forward a little bit too much, and I think just gave away a little bit too much space to Warlocks here, and again, we see them leave a little bit more there. Could they perhaps be getting a little bit too clever here? That perhaps they need to just rethink, and that's a great
That's a big bump there.
Oh,
Good
great
recovery from Finn. But Warlocks really starting to pick up the pace. They're a little bit slow to start, but once they get going, you really need to be on top of your game. This game 1 is far from over. Clover pushes it to the side. Kieran challenges well. He's got no boost though. Springbok will clear. Loco finds Boys School Q. Shots on target. Finn will save. Loco onto the backboard. No one there to follow up from Warlocks, and they do have to retreat. That's a missed touch from Kieran. Boys School Q will have to deal with it. He does. Finn hanging very far back so far this series, and it seems to be working for altercation at the moment. Only pushing out when he has to, but this is dangerous. Boys School Q with the touch, and it's 3-2 now.
Again, they're just leaving a little bit of space and allowing Boys School Q into this game. He's struggled and given away a goal early on, but now they're letting him into this game and getting his confidence up. And what could this do for this Warlocks team? And it's pushing altercation further and further back, and they've conceded 2 quick goals. Could they throw this first game after being so far ahead early on?
It did seem like Finn holding out the defense was working for him. As soon as he pushed up that little bit further and actually looked to get on the attack, Clover and Springbok just got caught well out of position. It was actually Finn rushing back, and Kieran with the equaliser. You can never count this Warlock side out. With a minute remaining, they have equalised.
What's happened to altercation here? I mean, early on it was Warlocks making all the mistakes, now altercation are making all the mistakes. It's just been very, very nervy from both teams early on. I mean, it's not like, you know, top players at the moment. And most of these guys are bordering champ 3 GC. I think it's going to be whichever team adapts to this series the quickest will win. And at the moment, Warlocks are adapting into this game a lot quicker than altercation.
And when we thought a sweep was maybe looking a little bit unlikely for Warlocks again, they have now brought it back to 3-3, and they're just getting warmed up. It did seem like on that last goal, Springbok just a little bit slow to it, maybe not knowing that Kieran was up, so communication could be the issue here at the moment for Lana. Not Lana, I apologise, altercation. Lana is later on this evening. So hang around for that one. That game is at 8:30 between Lana and Insanity. Another big one in the lead up to playoffs. Kieran clears down. Boys School Q up high, plays it into the corner. 10 seconds remaining. Kieran, a long clear down again. Just looking to run down the clock. Finn will drop it down. Boys School Q, he finds Kieran. Kieran can't get a touch, but the ball's still up. Springbok has to clear. Kieran keeping the ball alive. Finn and Loco up. Ball's still up. Kieran onto the backboard. This is dangerous for altercation. And a good touch from Finn.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think especially Springbok in general, as you were saying, not only does he have to adapt to this completely new team as this sub, he also has to adapt to coming into this elite style of play, being a pro player. And that's a great drop down, and Finn has scored an altercation, take the first game.
And Kieran and Loco just completely caught out there. Very slow to that. But altercation taking game one, something that, to be perfectly honest, I did not expect. Big Mac, is that how you saw game one going?
Not at all. I think most people were thinking Warlocks maybe sweep, maybe not. Definitely coming out the favourites. But I want to say, I think this match so far has been all about the third man. We've seen Finn be caught out, being all too pushed up as he's been the third man for altercation, like you boys pointed out. And whenever he's gone in offense, it then leaves a huge counterattack. Boys School didn't get the best of shot, but it was a touch that probably wasn't even needed to just dribble on in. And Warlocks, their third positioning was Key and Loco sort of not quite on the same page. I'd say the first 2 minutes for Warlocks were really shaky, and it showed in the score. But that was down to their third man often challenging at the halfway line instead of a little further back or even a little further up if you want to really be aggressive. But then obviously you leave that huge gap behind you. And we just saw plenty of counterattacks. I think it's definitely a warm-up game. So game two should be very interesting.
And coming into this game two, this does have massive implications for both Altercation and Warlocks coming into playoffs. Warlocks currently holding top spot, but Insanity are only 2 behind them in terms of record. Warlocks coming into this one at 14-3, and if my memory serves me correctly, Insanity are at 12-4. So Warlocks, having already played one game this week, they did take that series with I'm trying to remember, it was, what was it? Oh no, sorry, I am speaking just complete lies. That was very close.
Very close. Yeah, no, to be honest, I think early on it's just been a bit of it was a bit of a drab first game, to be honest. The main highlight being my voice break as chat have clipped, which won't be nice for me later on. But anyway, Boys School Q has come out and got the first goal here for Warlocks. I mean, Solar, could he be the man for Warlocks here if he can get on point? Because at the moment, both teams are looking so disjointed. Not much passing. It's been just a lot of bumps and then a lot of hitting it straight back into the middle. Do you think Boys School Q could be the man of the hour for Warlocks?
It's going to have to be. When Boys School Q and Kieran do get going and they start working as a team, it's frightening at times. And Loco, last time we saw him in week 7, really fit in with that as well. He got a lot of assists for himself and a few good goals as well. And the team just really clicked as they normally do, but it has, as you say, been disjointed so far. Boys School Q coming out in net there. 2-0 now to Warlocks in game number 2.
You know, definitely apologies for the first goal. Actually, Loco got the final touch in the end. But Boys School Q, that's a great finish. And this is what I mean. We're seeing this sort of a bit more a jointed attack here in terms of some more passing players coming in from Warlocks. And this could be the difference here. At the moment, I thought in that first game, it was just so drab. There wasn't much. It was all very sort of a hard-fought victory in terms of that for Altercation. They will have to do a lot more in this second game to break down this Warlocks team, because they will get better and better as they build further into this game.
That's a big miss there from Boys School Q, but Kieran is there to sweep up. No one really challenged from Altercation. A demo there as well. Boys School Q does bump into Loco though. Loco challenged by 2 Altercation players. Springbok left back alone. The pro sub has to deal with it. He can't get there, but Clover with the save, keeping it to a 2-goal game there. Boys School Q, bit of time here. Looks to find Kieran. It's a great pass in field and a beautiful shot.
This is what I'm talking about. Definitely. They're just coming in, you know, some more passing plays. Great pass by Bosko. There's a great finish by Kai there. This is what I'm talking about. This is what makes Warlocks top of their division and one of the favourites for playoffs. People are saying it's the best elite team they've seen in ERLS. This is why, because of the passing, the goals, and just the pure class of player that they have. And this could be great.
That's one hell of a dunk from Clover there.
Brilliant by him. And it just shows how Altercation, they don't give up, and that's what a read that is, Solar. I mean, could you be doing that in this sort of a game? Crazy.
It was one hell of a dunk, and it was very well timed as well. Warlock's pushing forward, they're expecting Kieran to get it past, so they've pushed up, ready for the pass. But Clover, beautiful dunk from him, and that's a pinch from Loco. He's hit the post there. But again, Altercation back in this game, not for much longer, as Kieran will put in a fourth for Warlocks now.
No, definitely, and this is when the Warlocks start to have some fun now. They've got their confidence up, they've got Altercation on the ropes, exploiting the fact that they've got a pro sub in, and again, this is when Warlocks come into their own.
And again, it's with half the game left. This is where Warlocks do start to ramp up and the goals can start piling in. Kieran with a bump on net, and Loco will make it 5-1 to Warlocks now.
And as you say that, just literally another great goal there. Just they're now putting it on the backboard, causing problems, just destroying this rotation. I think Altercation could do with one man rotating back onto this backboard just for the next game, because the amount of shots and the ability of people like Boys School Cuting to get these drop downs, it's important that they really change up this defensive rotation to stop this sort of a game happening again.
And with 2 minutes remaining now, Warlocks may now be looking for what we have seen a couple of times but then broken as the Brazil this season. We've seen it a few times, but Warlocks were set for one, and they actually, if I remember correctly, Boys School Q putting in a sixth now.
And this is why he is the top goal scorer in the entire Elite League, because he just gets himself in the right positions, knows when to come forward, knows as that third man when to take the risks and when to have the shot, and converts in his second of this game.
With 2 minutes remaining, I've said it a few times already, but this is where the goals just start flying in for Warlocks. The pressure at the moment is almost unbearable for Altercation. A demo on the backboard there as well from Kieran. Warlocks getting physical, and it is working for them. That's how they got their first goal this game. Loco with a long shot down, and Boys School Q just blocking the last Altercation defender. And Loco again, ball high on the backboard, but Finn will block it before it makes it. Springbok is up, he's dunked by Boys School Q. Clover, can he get there? Challenged by Kieran. Loco is up, shot is on target, and Clover will save. Boys School Q over to the side. Finn with a bit of time here. Springbok, it's a good touch past Kieran, and Clover can't quite make it as Boys School Q rotates in. Loco, ball forward. Boys School Q passes it back the way. Kieran, and a bump from Loco. 1 minute remaining, 7-1 now.
I think Big Mac will agree with me as well when you look at the analysis of these plays. What Warlocks are doing really well, they're putting the ball in really difficult places, such as the corner for Altercation to clear, which then allows people like Loco and Kai to get these balls into Boys Q. And Kai, what a game he has had. 3 goals and 4 assists, that's 100% goal usage, and just being in there and converting all these chances that Warlocks are putting in at the moment. Really well played by him.
But from such a strong performance in game 1 from Altercation, they are now 8 goals to 1 down in game number 2.
I know, definitely, and it just shows Warlocks must be the best team I've ever seen. And when a team is down, they score a lot of goals. This is why they score the most amount of goals. It's not because generally they are just putting them in left. It's because when a team is down, or like Altercation are at the moment, they will put them to bed easily. First game, they'll score 8. This is the point. As soon as they get a very good chance to drop a team, literally, and finish them, they will do it. every time they get chances, every time Altercation make a mistake, Warlocks punish them. It just shows why they are one of the best teams in this league.
And it won't take many more wins for them to secure that top spot. To be absolutely sure, provided Insanity win all their games, Warlocks do still need to win another 3 series to put them out of reach at 17-3. But at the moment, it's hard to see anyone putting this team down. And with Game 2 wrapping up there, we are going to hear from Big Mac once more.
I want to say a lot changed that game, but I don't think it did, except Key looking a lot more aggressive. He's the one really looking for the bumps, demos, and just nuisance plays. But you guys nailed it when you say they just pile on. They get a lead. They don't change how they play. They don't sit on that lead. They don't park the bus, metaphorically. They go and they keep playing their way. Sorry about that. But yeah, they just score and then score and score and score and don't hold up. They played the exact same. It's all about third man having an easy time of it. First or second man being a nuisance. So normally it's first man putting it in an awkward place, like Foldsy pointed out, and then second man with an awkward touch to get 2, maybe 3 guys out the play. Then it's an open net for the third. We didn't see many flashy goals particularly, but we're just seeing a really good team that rotate aggressively, but when they get the touches, their second or third man actually get the touches, they don't get countered because it's still in awkward places. That's the difference between game 1 and 2. Be interesting to see if it happens again in game 3.
And in game 2 as well, Altercation with 10 saves. Finn actually finishing bottom of his team there with just the 1 save. Springbok had 5 and Clover had 4. So a very defensive game there. Maybe not as as defensive as Altercation would have liked, but it just shows how long Warlocks spent in the Altercation half in that game too. It's a good read from Springbok there, and he has found Finn. Loco pushes to the side. Clover first to it. Can't get the shot on target though. Boys School Q misses the touch. Kieran looks to take control. Loco cuts him off a bit, but Kieran takes his time. Gets a good 50-50 just to push it to the side and relieve the danger just for that split second to allow his teammates to rotate back. Kieran missing on a shot there, and Boys School Q. 2 misses from Warlocks there. Clover with a fake, and he finds Springbok. Springbok pushing it wide though. A missed opportunity there for Altercation.
You know, definitely, I think Springbok's struggling a little bit here with just moving into this elite, and you can't blame him. He's gone from playing against one of the, I think it's Insanity, Infinity was the one, where in the Pro League, to then playing the top team, bar perhaps Royals, in the elite team. So this is the jump that he's having to make, and you can't, like you said, 6 saves in the last game just shows what an impact these subs must have on these teams.
But it's going to be very difficult for them, especially when you consider the fact that Warlocks have the best goal difference as well in Season 3. It's a crazy amount of goals that they have scored, 198 coming into this series, and that will be another one to add to the tally for Kieran. 1-0 Warlocks game 3.
And that's why I was just talking about Springbok, that a little bit of panic I think there, and he just gives it straight back to Kai, and this is where Warlocks play their best rocket, I think. So if you're looking at Warlocks, one of their main reasons I think they do so well is because teams fail to put pressure on them, and at the moment Altercation need to put more pressure on the third man, as Big Mac was saying, or else they will just ramp this game again. That they give their third man so much time on the ball, it is crazy, and if they don't do it, this will be another 8-0 possibly sweep.
Springbok, a missed touch there. Loco puts it up high. Kieran challenged well by Finn though, and Boys School Q has to rotate back. He gets a good clear on it though. Finn up again. Kieran beaten out by Clover. Springbok chasing it in the corner, looks to wrap it round. He's got a touch up high, gets cleared. Finn just keep it in the Warlocks half there. Springbok and Loco challenge. Finn has to clear his own corner. Clover beaten to the ball by Kieran. Springbok no boost. Boys School Q looks to just pop over Finn, but that is dangerous. And Loco has somehow been bumped into it by Finn. That is a massive missed opportunity there for Altercation to tie up this game 3. They really should have finished that one off. Clover missing the shot. Loco clean out of the boost. And Finn bumping him into the save.
No, definitely. There is a lot of pressure, I think, on Altercation at the moment to do well, especially being on stream. And they are just missing these opportunities now that Warlocks would take every day of the week. And again, we see that is nearly incredible. That is nearly incredible from Boys School Q there. This is why he is one of the best players in this league.
Just sheer quality oozes from the man. And Clover, a very good read to actually make the save there. Loco just firing wide. With a minute and 15 seconds remaining, it is all tied up. Altercation getting a goal through Finn.
And this is what I think Altercation's game plan would have been. To hit them on the counter-attack. This is what they did in the first game a lot, and this is what they will need to do from now on. Their defense has to be rock solid. I don't think you can compete with Warlocks in the mid-game, especially with the pro sub, but Warlocks, their rotation is not impregnable. You can break it down if you hit them on the counter hard, as Altercation have done there. If they continue to do that, then there is a very good chance here that the Altercation could win this game. And here we go again, the counter attack.
Just cut out by Kieran there, but when you speak of the counter attack, that's not going to help their chances. 53 seconds remaining, 2 goals to 1 now, Warlocks. What I was going to say about counter attacks is that Altercation miss a big opportunity to take. Well, would have been 2-1 and maybe now 2-2, but Springbok missing a touch in the backboard. Boys School Q will lap that up all day long. And with 50 seconds remaining, Warlocks are back in the driving seat of this one.
You know, definitely the counter attacks, I think, are the crucial thing here. But the problem is with Altercation, like we just saw then, if you counter attack too much and go too far forward, and that's going to be a great goal by Kai there. And could that be another game for Warlocks here? He has played sensational today. Done everything right. He's been my player of the series so far. But no, as you were saying before, these counter-attacks will be crucial for other teams looking to play against Warlocks because they leave themselves open. And this is what teams will need to exploit if they want to score goals, because you can't take them on in the mid-play.
With 30 seconds remaining, Altercation left to rue missed chances here so far. Kieran up high, plays it into his own corner. Finds Boys School Q as well. Boys School Q up to Loco. It's onto the backboard. Loco look to double tap, but Clover taking it away from him. Boys School Q pressed by Finn here. Altercation running out of time in game number 3. Clover up high. Cleared by Kieran, and that will see Warlocks take game 3. They are 1 win away from taking this series. Big Mac, talk to me.
Hello, how are you? Obviously about the game, right? Just funny guy. It's interesting to see Warlocks lose a bit of confidence in themselves, because I think that's what really happened there. We see the odd whiff from Key and Boys School, who, if we would name any of the 3 players, those 2 would be the 2 that you'd bet your house on actually hitting the ball. But they missed, and then you see this sort of slower play from them. Third man sits further back and doesn't quite attack like they did in the second game, where you see like all 3 of them in the final third, essentially, and you don't see that this game. Yeah, Altercation really need to put away the counterattacks, because the second they get them, that's when Warlocks look really shaky. Be interesting to see what happens from this game, if Warlocks can pick up their confidence or Altercation can actually capitalize on the mistakes that Warlocks make and that third man.
But not so much an offensive performance there from Warlocks. Altercation only having to make 2 saves in that game, 5th of what they had to do in game number 2. But still, Warlocks coming out on top, and coming into game number 4. They will be looking to close out this series.
Yeah, no, defo. It'll be interesting to see if Altercation have picked up what we're talking about here, because actually Warlocks have not been that on form this game in terms of their attack or their defense. Altercation need to realise this and put the pressure back on them here. If they sit back and just force them to make a mistake here, as they're doing now, just putting a little bit of pressure on them, but then allowing themselves time to get back and defend, they have a good chance of breaking this Warlocks team down.
That's exactly what they need to do, and that is a big task that has been so difficult for so many teams this season. Breaking down Warlocks. Insanity have done it, as have Zero, and I believe, if I remember correctly, the other team being Fury. But it is one of the biggest tasks for teams this season, and coming into playoffs, that is what we are going to be looking for. Who can take down Warlocks? Clover pushing it forward here. Ball's clear by Boyskull Q. Springbok has time. It's a good clearance. He may have found Clover here. Clover cannot make connection. Springbok up high. Finn, it's close to the backboard. He's got a flip reset. Does he know he's used it? Maybe just did not get the connection he was looking for on that one. It was close to the backboard. We have seen Finn pull off some beautiful touches and flip resets when it looks like he shouldn't even have an angle. Not so much that I can remember on stream, but we have seen them in top 5 clips and in our montage. Finn with a shot! That is a beautiful redirect from Finn as I speak about him.
Beautiful there. That's a great pass as well, but what a drop down there by Finn. Springbok, what a pass from him. You've got to look at him here. He's already top of the leaderboard, but what a drop, and that is by Finn. Advantage Altercation. This is what I was talking about. Now, can they keep the pressure on in defense, or is it going to be a kickoff goal? And there is, and all that hard work has been undone. It's crazy. This is why Rocket League is one of the greatest esports you can watch. One mistake and you're back all square again after a good 2 minutes of solid pressure by Altercation.
Just like that, Warlock straight back into it, straight from the kickoff, and they look to come again. Kieran plays it forward. Clover and Finn both go up, pushing it to the side. Springbok challenged well by Boyskull Q. Kieran's up, he's missed the touch though. Springbok is up, Loco clears. Boyskull Q pushing it out middle. Clover keeping it in the Warlock's half, but Kieran clears. Finn is up. Kieran off the corner. Boyskull Q is up, and what a save that is. Clover and Finn coming together to keep Boyskull Q out. Looks to 50-50. Kieran is up. Clover will save. Altercation having to defend for their lives there, and Springbok playing it into Kieran. Altercation are now down by a goal. That is not a great touch there by Springbok whatsoever. He's played it right across his own net. He's maybe not even realised what is happening. Warlocks do have the lead in game number 4. Springbok, not a great touch. And Loco will finish off 3-1 now, Warlocks, in game number 4.
No, definitely. Loco has been the top player today, and it's right for him to get that goal, and with the assist of Kai as well. It just shows that maybe we focus too much on Boyskull Q. The other 2 members in this Warlock team are crucial in providing the goals that Boyskull Q has converted, and Loco especially has been absolutely superb today. And that's a brilliant bump. Insane bump there, Solar.
And the physical play coming out again. Loco on Finn once more, leaving it empty for Kieran. 4-1 now for Warlocks. This series is looking like it's a bit far gone now for Altercation. The pressure starting to come on from them again. Springbok can't find a teammate though. Finn just launches it into the ceiling, and Clover with a side flip. Kieran has a free shot, looks to pass to Loco instead. Maybe could have just taken that one on himself, but looking to work as a team here. Maybe get some tasty little team play clips, who knows. But Warlock's full of confidence, as they normally are. Boyskull Q beaten to the ball there. only got 84 points this game, but Loco and Kieran really making up for that. Boys School Q not having to do anything. And a great pass there from Loco will see Boys School Q get on the score sheet in game 4.
And I think now it is damage limitation for Altercation. Well played, Warlock. Although they've probably not been at their best, I think it's fair to say. I think they've still done very well, and it just shows that Warlocks, even when they're not at the best, can just sweep teams away. And although it's not been the 3-0 sweep that many people were talking about, they've still got the win, and they are still top of their division, and that will mean so much to people at Boys School Q heading into playoffs.
Clover looking to get one on the score sheet, but no avail there for Altercation. Kieran can't get the touch, he's run out of boost, but 2 players going from Warlocks. Clover has to save. Boys School Q almost finding the angle. Loco look to follow up. Clover and Loco, that's a shot in off the underside of the crossbar. 6-1 now Warlocks.
No, definitely really great pass there and a brilliant shot. That's a cracking pass by Kieran, I have to say, and he's been doing that all game as well. Just what a player. They all are, actually, to be fair. We can't focus on any single one, I don't think, here. What a game here, and fair play to Altercation. Although the scores in the games which Warlocks have won might show differently, but they have put up a very decent fight today. Many teams have not, and that's a brilliant finish by Boys School Q. How many times do we say that on stream? That is a great
what a read off the ceiling there. And that is the first goal this game that Loco has not had an involvement in. 3 goals, 3 assists for Loco. Kieran, 4 assists, 2 goals. Boys School Q, 2 goals, no assists. Every goal from Warlocks here coming from some description of a team play. And Kieran, just high. Loco will finish off there. And again, Kieran now 5 assists, 8-1 Warlocks.
Look, both of them, Kieran and Loco, have been involved in all of the goals. Boys School Q has come in and done a bit of finishings, excuse me. But Boys School Q actually, I don't think, has actually been that influential in many of these games, just because of how well his 2 teammates have played today. And he gets much of the plaudits by us, especially as streamers, a lot of the time due to his amazing stats. But these 2, I think, are some of the best second and third men you can have on a team at the moment, and this is why they are doing so well. And can they get the flick on? He can.
Loco with a doink on that one. Such a beautiful finish. Very well played as Finn tries to come back. Loco, that doink. 9-1 now. 14 seconds remaining, and just the performance we were expecting from Warlocks.
No, definitely. I mean, but to be fair, we were expecting a 3-0 here, and have we not? Considering Altercation, they have a pro sub who does not even play for or has played with their team before. Springbok, they have done well, and this could be a goal, and it's going to be a miss.
What a save that was from Springbok. It's to no avail, and with 0 seconds on the clock, it will go 10 goals to 1 for Warlocks. They will take the series 3-1, and Big Mac, how do you feel?
Mate, the second I saw 4-1, we all knew how it was going to end. You can't come back against Warlocks. You can only get the advantage and maybe keep them down. But the second they have a lead and they're feeling it, you're done for. You are absolutely done for. I want to say again, I do think we give too much credit to Boys School, especially considering Key is also on that team, and he is a very good player. Any elite player that's played with or against him will tell you that Key is not a bad player, unless he's playing with Milne and Classy. Haha, throwing some shade. But Loco is one of the lowest MMR elite players. And I'm not going to say he carried Warlocks, because all of them did well. But I would say he's my man of the series as well, for such a low MMR player compared to the other 2. So I believe Boys School's hit 1900 this season. Key's, I think, hitting 16, like mid-16, 17. Loco, I don't know what he's hit, but he's definitely above Champ 3 now. The way I saw him play then, easy Grand Champ player. So we do have Key for an interview in a minute. I think Boy School is coming as well. And then I will be interviewing them both. Okay. I'm just got Key, actually, because I've just read a message. So, Key, how did that series go for you, first of all?
I mean, we started off very, 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 very slow. I don't think any of us were like I don't think any of us had woken up yet. Fair plays to those though. They took advantage of your mistakes as you want to do.
Yeah.
After the first game, we kind of got in our rhythm a bit, especially game 2, and but they came out. They were better than I expected. I'm not gonna lie. They played really, really well. They closed us down well. But I don't know. When as soon as me and Boy and Loco in that series actually got like used to each other, how to each other play, because we haven't played a lot together us three, so that was a learning experience.
Yeah.
But as soon as we got used to each other playing, yeah, we seemed to take it dominantly, I'd say.
Okay, because you've recently joined from Zero, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
what
yeah,
was
that's
the reason for that move, if you had to share with stream?
That's fine, yeah. Basically on Zero, I love the guys. Like they're still like 2 of my best mates. But things in comms weren't working, things in game weren't working. We tried to fix it. And I don't know, like after weeks of just the same issues, I just thought it'd be better for me and them really if there was a change. Like, and I don't know, they seem to be doing quite well, and I seem to be doing quite well. So
Yeah, no, well,
so
I mean,
that's
joining
it.
Warlocks is always a smart move, I'd say.
Yeah.
Why do you guys think you have such a goal difference over other teams?
I'd just say, well, I weren't here for most of the season, so I can't talk about that. But I don't know. We just kind of never.
I mean, we're
let
seeing
on.
you put up 10-1s, 7-1 Brazils.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you're part of that.
I don't know. Boy's just an unreal goal scorer, and so like
Yeah.
he always has an eye for goal. So, but I don't know. We're kind of relentless. We're a lot more attacking, I'd say, than defensive right now. Especially when we have Loco instead of Torex. Loco's obviously a great player, but Torex is just a bit more defensive. So
Okay.
we kind of rely on Torex a bit more in defense. But yeah, we're a lot more attacking. I'd say that's why we have probably more goal difference.
Yeah, I think me and the other casters here would definitely agree, because we see you guys get countered quite hard, and that's when we see issues for Warlocks, is on the counter attack. And because you guys are so like hyper aggressive, especially
Yeah.
with Loco, we're seeing him as well join you guys. It's like the same playstyle.
Yeah.
But it's just all 3 of you are like in the final third, which means if you get if you get lobbed, you're in trouble.
Yeah, that is one of our issues that we're trying to fix. That
Okay.
usually doesn't happen when we have Torex for the most part.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's definitely something we have to fix with the Loco going forward, and especially with Torex as well. We have some things we need to fix, which we will do, and we'll come back strong for playoffs.
I also want to say, Loco, what a player! Like 14-19,
Oh, he's
I
unreal.
think he is.
Yeah,
He's
he's
like
unreal for his rank.
7th or 8th lowest elite.
Yeah,
So he could be, if he was just a couple points lower, he could be a pro.
yeah, it's really underrated. He played really well that series, especially me and that first game anyway, or that second game. Me and Boy were struggling a bit, like.
Yeah.
But Loco pulled it out of the bag really. Like we needed someone to kind of
Agreed.
be there for us.
We saw some very uncharacteristic, nailed it first time, misses from you and Boy School, which was surprising.
Yeah, we were getting a bit triggered to be honest after that game.
I bet.
But I was just trying to calm us down in game 2 and game 3. After that, it seemed to go alright. But they had a very weird play style that I weren't expecting.
In what way?
Because like 2 of them are obviously lower ranked. I weren't expecting them to be as good at pushing as they were, but they were really good at like closing us down.
Mhm.
So we didn't have as much time as we thought we did basically. So we're whiffing because then we start to rush things, and then that's when we whiff. So after we settled down a bit and got used to the play style, that's when the whiff started to like blow over.
Yeah. Okay. I also want to say, I think you may disagree. I want your opinion on this, Key, being a elite player. So most like the top elite players, or like a good section of it, tend to be in the 6-mans. What do
Yeah.
you have to say about Finn as a player?
Finn's obviously solid. Like he don't whiff much.
Mhm.
He's quick, which is another thing which is good. He obviously played defensive that series is because of things with the team and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I think Finn's a real good player. I think there's a lot of potential going forward if he grants a game out. And
Okay.
there's things like the normal 6-mans and tournaments and stuff like that would help him a lot. And I know he enters those.
I think he's really slept on as an
Yeah,
elite
yeah.
because he's definitely one of
he's
the
really
better
solid.
elite players. I think
hmm
he definitely slept on. How do you feel going forward? So obviously, I'm pretty sure you guys have made playoffs at this point, so
Yeah.
that's confirmed because you guys are stomping left, right, and center.
We're trying to.
How do you? Is there any teams that you're really keeping an eye on that you think really could cause you issues with playstyles or just form?
I think any team in playoff is gonna like give you a hard game. I think no team in
Yeah.
playoffs are gonna like give you a 3-0. Maybe you will 3-0 some teams, but no game will be easy. But going forward, I'd say the teams that I'm personally like not afraid, but like would take games off us on a regular basis. I'd say Zero,
Yep.
Royals, Outcasts, Fury. I haven't played Austrian 4, so I can't comment on those, but Fury as well are a really solid team. Yeah, I'd say those 4. I can't comment on Austrian 4, but I've heard they're a good team.
Yeah, I've heard many.
Oh,
a time,
Triumph as well. They're quite good.
I was going to say you didn't say
I'm
Triumph or
forgetting.
Royals.
Yeah,
I think
Triumph
you
is
said
solid.
Royals actually, but Triumph, sleeping on them. Ooh. Throwing some
Triumph is
shades.
solid.
Is that what you're doing right now?
Starting beef, left, right, and centre.
Starting beef, okay. I can already see the story that we're going to be pushing if you guys face up against Zero.
Yeah.
Ex-teammate, they
That's
hate
big.
each other, no longer friends. Boys' school stole key. Boys' school's falling out with Zero. It's a great story right there. I believe we are hoping to get the next game up and ready. Thank you for the interview, Key. I'm
Can I
sure
shout
we'll
someone
have
out
you
real
back.
quick?
No,
Okay, never mind then.
no, of course you can. Go on.
Okay, I'd like to shout out my team, Gold Diggers. We're smashing it
Oh.
right now. Rez is a monkey
Okay.
though, I've got to say.
He is.
And boy, don't worry about the whiffs. You're a solid player. Yeah, that's about it really.
Okay. Yeah,
GG.
that's reasonable. We can live with that. GG's, well played.
GG. Cheers.
I
Catch you
believe
later.
now, I believe now we have Solar and Foldsy coming back into it to get the next game underway.
We do, I believe, and I am looking forward to it. Chaos against R5. Solar, what are we thinking?
Team Chaos is all I'm thinking. Rocket Science have really struggled. Season has changed a lot. I do believe lining up for Rocket Science, we do have Cans, we have Nemesis, and we have Sorrow. And for Team Chaos, we've got Sweaty Haggis, we've got Deloc, and we've got Zeusir. So no hockey this week for them, but Team Chaos are looking to push Insanity for that second automatic playoff spot, and I don't think Rocket Science are going to be the ones to deny them of that fact.
You never know, though. You never know. We've seen it happen so many times. I mean, look in Pro League, you've had Divinity against Enigma and Sweaty Haggis. I am looking forward to casting that name. It's going to be a first for me. No, I think I can really see Chaos obviously winning this, but what do we think, chat? Are we thinking 3-0? Are we thinking, you never know, could we have a game? Because I think Rocket Science will be aiming to take games off Chaos here, and that win will obviously be a massive bonus if they can get it. But it's Elite League. There has been surprises before. I mean, we've seen surprises on stream a couple of times, Solar. It's been crazy, to be fair, this season.
It certainly has, and we won't delay much longer. We are a little bit behind schedule, so we will get series number 2 of this evening underway between Team Chaos and Rocket Science. We're going to have Team Chaos in the blue, Rocket Science playing in orange. There's Sweaty Haggis, my countryman. So this time, there's not him and Zerka, so I can be a little bit biased towards him. But game 1 is underway. Zeusir and Sorrow challenge on kickoff. Deloc is up. Finds Sweaty Haggis, and all of a sudden, Team Chaos have the lead 5 seconds in.
And that is a kickoff routine to perfection there. What a couple of passes. Very quick, and that's why Chaos are one of the top teams at the moment. What a start by Chaos, and Sweaty Haggis with the first goal. You'll be pleased by that, Solar.
I certainly am, and it was a beautiful 1-2 play coming off the kickoff. It was well won by Zeus here to play it to Sweaty Haggis. Finds Delok, Delok back to Sweaty Haggis, slotted it home. Chaos an early lead in game number 1. And they, as well, will be happy about that one. Zeus here, looking to put pressure on again. Delok not getting the shot off though. Haggis plays it forward, it is blocked. Cans with a shot, easily dealt with by Delok. Zeusir and Sorrow come together. Sweaty Haggis finds Zeusir. I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong, but I'm just going to stick with it. Delok. Beaten out by Nemesis there, and does find Cans. Cans cannot get it any further into the Team Chaos half. Sorrow missing the touch there, almost allowing Haggis in. Cans takes over possession. Zeusir missing the touch. Cans is up high, Delok gets the touch, hits the ceiling, Haggis has to clear. And he does. Zeusir can't quite push it past Cans there. The ball still in the Rocket Science half. A bump from Haggis there. Not entirely sure if that's what he was intending on going for, but it does pay off for Team Chaos. And that is a long clear down. There's no one at home. Rocket Science and Delok will score 2-0 to Team Chaos.
And Chaos have done well here, that they've absorbed quite a onslaught of pressure here by Rocket Science, who've just struggled. I mean, Delok missed quite a open opportunity for Chaos a little bit earlier on, but since that, Science have come forward a little bit, and it's been quite impressive for a team that's only won, I think, 3 games so far in Season 3. But I have to admit, Chaos look good. We'll have to see how they... And that's a brilliant...
And a pump from Delok. The team plays from Team Chaos really coming into fruition here. Zeusir, a weak shot there, but Delok recognises it, bumping Cans out of the net. It's 3-0 Chaos now.
That's crazy from Delok there, to have the reactions to be able to predict that on a bump as well. The communication must be on point in that Chaos camp.
And Zeusir hitting the post there. Haggis hitting the same part of the post, and Sorrow will clear. But it's looking like it's all Team Chaos so far in game number 1. And Cans has to make another save there. 2 players up from Team Chaos. But Haggis and Delok are back now. Delok up high. Beats out Cans. Haggis can't quite get the touch he was looking for. He does get a bit of a block on Nemesis' shot. Haggis plays it off the lip of the corner. It pops up high, but is cleared. Nemesis challenged well by Delok. Zeusir looks to play it forward. Sorrow, it's not a great touch from him. Zeusir finds Haggis, who plays it into the corner. Team Chaos just looking to keep the pressure on, not allow Rocket Science to come at them. They are in a comfortable position with 2 minutes remaining. All they have to do is hold on to this lead, and with 3 goals to the good, it's looking comfortable for the moment, Foldsy.
Yeah, no, definitely. Just a difference to what we saw in the previous game with Warlocks. Chaos really came out the blocks very quickly, where it took Warlocks a good game and a half, I think, to actually get going with some passing plays. Whereas Chaos, you could tell they have been warming up for a while now. Just, they are so slick at the moment. And again, another opportunity. But what you also have to notice here is they are nowhere near as proficient going forward with the finishing as perhaps Warlocks. Could that be something to work on perhaps, because they are creating opportunities left, right and centre at the moment, Solar?
Shooting accuracy just not quite there for them, as you said, so far this game, but it's been enough. They have got a 3-goal lead, and all they've really had to do is keep the pressure on Rocket Science, and they've slowly just started to run down the clock. A minute remaining, they are still 3 goals to the good. Delok plays it up high, it looks to dip into the net, and 2 players up. Nemesis with a save. Sweaty Haggis into the side. Sorrow will clear. No touch there from Nemesis though, and Delok will take control. Nemesis high on the wall, no boost. Sorrow does beat out Haggis. Zeus here. It's an awkward bounce from there. Did look like it was going to bounce, but just runs down off the lip instead, but he does well. Cans is up. Deloc into the corner. There's no one at home for Rocket Science. Sorrow does rotate back in time though. Zeus here. Leaves the ball for Nemesis. He's got no boost. Doesn't get much of a clearance on it either, and Haggis will come again. Deloc into the corner. And with 10 seconds remaining, Team Chaos will take game 1. It's just a matter of can Rocket Science at least put one in the net to give them a bit of confidence. No, they cannot. Game 1 will go to Team Chaos. We will bring back Big Mac.
I like that Fozzy compared this to Warlocks, and I want to do the same, but looking at the rotation side of it. We're seeing Chaos do a lot less aggressive of a rotation, so they do have more of a standard rotation, I guess it is, where they sort of set up this kind of triangle between the 3 players, so they can always have one person on the ball. I think Rocket Science need to their way back into this now, because Chaos are just playing a very nice looking Rocket League with pass plays in field. Nothing super out there, but it's really good, really solid Rocket League. Rocket Science, the only way they can break that is try and get a 50 and then beat the next person to the ball or something like that. It's going to be tough to do because at the moment they're just booming the ball away. So they need to realize we're just giving away possession and then stuck in defense. Like they've had one shot in 5 minutes. It kind of says it all, really. Obviously, you can't trust stats in Rocket League because they can be a little funky, but one shot, 5 minutes. Gonna need to do more than that. I'm interested to see what you boys think, though.
Especially in a game where your opponents have put 3 on net and have only then had to make that one save and have forced Rocket Science to what am I trying to say here? Make 6 saves as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. I completely agree with Big Mac in this situation. I think I see Chaos as being a good contender in the playoffs already, and that's a beautiful fake by Nemesis there, and he nearly just creates a chance there, but a bit of a weak attack there from R5. But no, going back on what we were just talking about, I think the comparison to, and could this be a goal?
A little bit sketchy there from Team Chaos, but they do just push it away to the side.
Yeah, no, definitely. But going back to what I was saying, the difference between Chaos and a team like Warlocks would be the fact that Warlocks have just got this mechanical ability. Chaos are there pretty much with their rotation and just outright communication and passing plays, but have they got the end product to match it to make that ultimate elite team? We can only wait and see.
Good challenge there from Nemesis. He does give Sora a chance here, but it's not a great shot. Haggis will deal with that quite comfortably. Minute gone. Still not seeing any goals in game 2. CS here, playing it forward. This looks like could develop into Team Chaos's first real attack here in game 2. But it is cut out. Sorrow in the corner. Gets a good 50 there on Deloc. CS here does have to make the save. This is better from Rocket Science in game number 2. Can't get a touch. Sorrow looks to follow up, and he does find the back of the net. It's taken almost 8 minutes, but Rocket Science have their first goal this series.
And I've just been asking people in chat, score predictions, how many people have predicted a goal, the first goal in the game, coming from R5? We could have a game on our hands here. Could they cause some problems? As Sweaty Haggis is already coming up for another kickoff goal and nearly gets another one. Solar.
It's got to be better from Rocket Science, and this is a good start. It was a very defensive game from them. They were forced into their half for most of game 1, having to make 6 saves between the 3 of them. But they do look to come on the attack again. Sorrow. The pass is just a little bit long there for Cans, but Nemesis keeping the pressure on. Cans is up. By Zeus here. Haggis plays it into the ceiling. Zeus here with a demo net. Deloc is up, and Team Chaos will equalise.
Another massive demo play again. this time Zasir. I'm gonna have another go at pronunciation, but Deadlock this time picking up the finish, and it just shows the communication on this Chaos team is on another level. This game awareness to get them the goal back into the game. Can they now put the game to bed early on? And a mistake from Deadlock already putting them back and causing a double commit. Can R5 capitalize?
Pass hands is behind Nemesis though. Sorrow does take control. He's hit the ceiling. Cans into the corner. Deadlock meets it. Ball high on the Team Chaos backboard, and Zacier does have to deal with it. Pushes it. Nemesis does get a block on though, but R5 have already rotated back. Cans burst to the ball. He's dunked well. Deadlock is up. It has to be dealt with, and is by Sorrow. Nemesis. Long clear down. Haggis does have time. Clears it to the side. Hits the awkward part of the ceiling straight down. Zacier. Not a great touch, but he does take it away from the on-rushing Sorrow. Haggis looking to follow, but no boost left. Cans off the wall, misses the touch. It's getting a little bit sketchy here from both teams, just scrappy, no real definitive plays at the moment. Deadlock. Locked well. Zacier will be first to it, demoed by Nemesis. Haggis gets it clear, does give his teammate a bit of time to recover. Two demos coming out now from Deadlock.
I mean, Jesus, this was casual. The toxicity would be flowing right now. But I tell you what, I'm sure Big Mac will agree with me here that he will be really impressed with how R5 have taken this rotation to Chaos at the moment and are playing them at their own game, and it seems to be working for them.
Zacier is up. A minute remaining. We are still all square. And after what we saw in game 1, maybe not quite what we were expecting from Rocket Science, but it's a better performance from them. The response that they will have been looking for. But it's all about that next goal. We are getting into that silver goal territory where it's not exactly over, but it does become incredibly difficult, and Haggis putting it home. 34 seconds remaining. Team Chaos have the lead.
As I like to say, Sweaty Haggis has just come in and he's scored in the crucial time. As you would say, I like to call it squeaky bum time, because the mistakes are made in this time. You need to realize this is where Chaos always have to perform well in the last 30 seconds of a game, and they have done there. This is why perhaps R5 have lost some games, because they just don't score in this crucial last 30 seconds. And here we go again.
Oh, how's that one stayed out? Deadlock getting a strong dunk. It hits the underside of the crossbar, but just can't be forced over the line. Cans did clear. This is dangerous though. And a miss there. Nemesis has equalised. 5 seconds remaining. Rocket Science are back in the game.
Crazy. Well done, Rocket Science. Honestly, this is why they deserve to get to overtime. They have done so well this game in holding Chaos off, and what a game we have on our hands here. People were writing them off before the first whistle. We were saying, do you think it'll be a clean sweep, maybe 1-0, and already they put the pressure on. However, and it's crazy, we have another goal from Chaos.
Yes, he has scored. There was 5 seconds remaining when Rocket Science equal. Team Chaos kept it up, and a pinch between Sweaty Haggis and Zacier. We'll see Team Chaos take game 2 in regulation. Big Mac, talk to me.
Well, I know the three of us were getting worried about the script with the very late equalizer by Rocket Science. You know, the script was they go to overtime. No, sorry, the script was Chaos win and then the reverse sweep for Rocket Science. Better story, right? So we gotta stick to these scripts. Chaos though, I only just managed to stick to that one. Rocket Science are definitely playing better. I'd say Chaos are playing worse. They're not looking for the passes. Their speed slowed down. Their confidence is not gone, but it's definitely changed from the first game. Rocket Science, their confidence has gone up. You can see that, especially in a player like Cans. He is attacking everything, which is great to see because he should be. But I think R5, I want to look at Nemesis and Sorrow because I think there's just too much hesitation in defense from those two. In offense, they're fine. They go for it. But in defense, they hesitate to challenge the ball. They're waiting for a teammate to be right behind them instead of just coming back and good enough. So then they go. Because we saw a demo goal for Chaos be quite a huge factor. And that's because Nemesis, I believe it's Nemesis in net, got demoed because he just sort of sat there and waited for the ball to come to him rather than attack it and clear it out.
And it was not the finish we expected to that game. Team Chaos winning that game with 0 seconds remaining. And there are a couple of people in chat involved with Team Chaos very happy about that result. It was a scrappy goal to equalise from Rocket Science. I tell you what, Team Chaos do not know when they are beaten. So many of their games this season have gone to game 5, but Team Chaos now 2 games up as we come into game number 3. Zacier looks to find Haggis. Sorrow with a clearance. No one to follow up from Rocket Science. Cans takes his time in the corner. He's not got a lot of boost, and Delok will win the 50-50. Just Rocket Science struggling to clear their lines at the moment. Good pressure so far from Team Chaos. Though they need to start firing shots on net. Cans does get the clear. Delok avoiding a demo there to clear. A bump out of net as Cans rotates out on Haggis, but again, no follow up from Rocket Science. Minute gone. Boldsy, how can Rocket Science take game 3?
I think they just need to keep the pressure on, keep moving. A couple of guys in chat were saying that R5 need to increase the aggression to start up the demos, and that's very close from Delok there for that double touch. This is what they have to watch out for. They're leaving a lot of space, especially in the corners here, to allow Chaos some room to make some plays. They need to keep the pressure up here and play them at their own game as they were before, and play this higher rotation, push a bit higher, and don't let Chaos push them back.
But at the moment has been the vast majority of the pressure coming out from Team Chaos. The rotations have been better, they're wider, and every time Rocket Science look to clear, there's a man there from Team Chaos to put the ball straight back in their half. Zacier looking to follow on his own touch. It's blocked by Sorrow. Cans next to the ball, he's found Sorrow again, but Sorrow no boost. Nemesis is up. He's only found Haggis, so Haggis had one large part of net to aim at, but he has hit the backboard instead. Cans plays it forward. Haggis gets the clear. Nemesis keeps pressure on. Cans is off the backboard. Nemesis putting it back into a similar area. Delok. It's a relatively good 50-50 from him, considering the amount of boost he had left. The ball didn't particularly go anywhere. It's a double commit from Team Chaos. Zacier, what a save!
What a save. That is incredible, that is. And just once again, this game is already becoming a game of missed chances. This is perhaps why Chaos have got some critics, because they are not finishing R5 off in the situation and allowing R5 opportunities to get back into this game. But what a save.
Zacier, he had to react to the shot from Cans. Pre-jumping off of the backboard, and he puts himself in the right spot when it looked like R5 were going to put themselves 1-0 up in game 3. But with a minute and 50 seconds remaining, we are still goalless. Haggis is up, he can't get another touch. Nemesis misses a touch, and Zacier will put Chaos in the lead.
Whereas to a lot of, when I'm streaming pro especially, I say a lot of it is all about just keeping the pressure on, and eventually a team will make mistakes. Chaos have probably come to R5 with this sort of game plan due to their position in the league, and it's shown here. They've just applied the pressure and waited for that chance, and it's now come for them. And now the pressure is on R5 to get a goal here to save this series.
Zacier almost getting another double tap there. He's gone for 2 now this game. Both of them have been unfortunately cut out. R5 times having to defend for their lives here, as have Team Chaos. But with 80 seconds remaining, it is Team Chaos in the driving seat as they look to sweep Rocket Science. Sorrow, it's not a good touch from him, and him and Cans come together as they eventually push it clear. Cans faking Haggis on the wall there. Can't fake Deloc, who's aware to it. Looks to find Zeusir, he's out of boost though. Will pick up the corner boost. Minute remaining now. Haggis. Not a great touch, but Deloc will clear. Nemesis has to turn, demoed by Black.
Ooh, Deloc just coming in really close here. And Sweaty Haggis, can he get it? No, he cannot. And R5 are away, but here comes Zasset. And can they do it? Can R5 push forward and get a goal? They need to get out of their own half and get some boost and start pushing forward. Get a clearance away. Put Chaos under some pressure, and this could be the chance as Cans can pick the ball up. Solar, can they do it?
It is looking increasingly difficult, and that will make it infinitely harder. 19 seconds remaining. Team Chaos are 2 goals to the good and are looking to sweep.
Surely that must be it now, 3-0, unless R5 can pull off one of the greatest comebacks in a game that we would have seen on stream for a long time.
And it does have to start now, but the kickoff goes in favour of Team Chaos once more. Nemesis pushing it down, 10 seconds remaining. Rocket Science need 2 quick goals or the series is over. 3 seconds remaining. Haggis saving a shot from Cans on the Rocket Science net, but Team Chaos with the sweep. They will be very happy with that one.
I don't enjoy calling out players, but I think for both teams, yeah, exactly. But I will. I don't think there was many touches to help out your teammates, so there wasn't many 50s towards a teammate. There wasn't many pass plays or like thinking touches. So we saw Cans pull off a few times a couple of beautiful fakes, and that's all that game needed to really open it up. I think just a couple more slow it down, take control, think plays, rather than just ping pong back and forth, which is what we saw for the last 2 games. I think the best game we saw was the first game from Chaos, because they played that controlled method of look for a teammate, put it in an awkward place for the opposition, something like that. So I think both those teams have a long way to go. Chaos, I believe, could make play-ins, correct?
Yes, mathematically they can, but Insanity are playing next, and a win here would make it incredibly difficult for Team Chaos. Realistically, they should be probably looking at a wildcard spot at the moment, but there are 3 teams already on a better record than them.
Okay.
So it is looking difficult for Hockey and his team, Team Chaos, to make playoffs at the moment.
Okay. What's your guys' thoughts about that series?
I don't know. I thought, as you say, I just think R5 didn't do enough to help them each other out. I think they sometimes lacked with the clearance ability as well. Like they just kept giving the ball back to Chaos. But I think if we're looking at Chaos here, do we think if Chaos got into playoffs, do we think they could cause issues? Because I think they have we all looked at, obviously, Warlock's rotation. We say it's really aggressive, but it leaves themselves open a lot at the back. But the point is, I think Chaos's rotation is actually one of the strongest I've seen. But the issue they have is just the finishing. Their conversion rate is not good enough. They're too reliant on mistakes from opponents to get their goals. And when you're playing a team like Warlocks or Royals in that league, you will really struggle to get those mistakes. And that's when you need finishers like Boys School Q in your team to make it work then. And I think that's what they are missing in that team to go one step higher. I don't know about you, Solar, but it's just my thoughts. It's what Chaos need to do perhaps next season to really make themselves into a top team, because they're not far away. They're just missing that finishing touch.
I think when you look at them coming into playoffs, when you have, at the moment as it stands, Warlocks Esports, Insanity, Zero, Fury, Royals, Triumph, Austrian Force and Outcasts all being more or less certs at this point, with Aeon Esports then at the next best record of 12-5 in terms of wildcard. We've got Aztecs at 10 and 6, Infinity at 9 and 8, and then Team Chaos now at 9 and 9. Looking at the 12 teams that are most likely, as it stands, going to be going into playoffs, Team Chaos are the underdogs there for me. Maybe themselves and Infinity at times, I feel like they can be a little bit too reliant on JT. Aztecs have got generally a sort of well-rounded team, and Aeon Esports, if you look at that Proteus division, Austrian Force 13 and 4, Outcast 13 and 4, Aeon Esports 12 and 5. In other divisions, Aeon Esports would be in an automatic spot, but that Proteus division